What's going on, guys? Welcome back to What Cheers. I'm Nick, as always. Tonight we're going to take a look at another new Trillium beer. One of my favorite breweries right now. These guys are still up and coming. They're still very, very small in Boston. They are just incredible people making incredible beer in a small space, especially in Boston. It's tough, and they're just killing it. So this is a brand new double IPA from them called Vicinity, and the reason it's called Vicinity is because they are right next door neighbors to a seafood restaurant. I guess it's more of an upscale place. They have an amazing craft beer selection as well, and of course, since they're neighbors, they're good friends. And they usually just walk the kegs literally right across the sidewalk, across the street. They're on the same side of the street. They just go across the alleyway, basically, and drop the kegs off. It's like right after, like minutes after they're filled. So it's a very cool relationship they get to have together, and that's what this beer is about, is Vicinity. They brewed it for Row 34's 1-year anniversary, which was in the fall. And so I believe this is the second batch, actually. I think the first batch maybe was growlers only. I don't think they had bottles. It might have been just draft and growlers. So this is really fresh. Yeah, this is about 2 weeks old from bottling right now when I'm reviewing it. And it's been kept cold the entire time. Another cool thing about Trillium is that they pretty much bottle everything they put on draft for growler fills as well, which I can't speak highly enough about that fact. Like, if it's a double dry hop this or a single hop version of this, and maybe it's a one-time thing of this, they still bottle it and let you have a bottle to take home, and with a nice label to boot. So I think that's a very, very cool thing from such a small brewery too, that you don't have to always get the growler fill. You can actually get a bottle of these one-offs or these specialty releases. They pretty much bottle everything hand in hand with what's on draft, and I think that's amazing. Lastly, guys, I'm going to note before we even get into this, this beer has a 100 rating on Beer Advocate right now from the users, and the bros gave this beer a 70. That is one of the craziest discrepancies I've ever seen. I can't wait to actually sink into this, and we'll talk about that and see what the hell's going on. But yeah, guys, let's crack open the Vicinity from Trillium and see what this double IPA is all about. Well, would you look at that, guys? What a gorgeous looking double IPA. This thing is hazy as hell. Holding up to the light here, big bright lights in front of me. I mean, it's so hazy that it's still dark in the middle almost, like it's dark. It's a golden color. It's got sort of like a honey color to it. Just, you can't see through this beer. It's opaque, but it's a golden honey color, and it had at least a 2-finger of a really strong, fluffy white head. Still has at least a finger of a head. Big bubbles, small bubbles, medium-sized bubbles, all kinds of bubbles, but very frothy, kind of foamy head here. Sticky lacing already showing up. Look at that. Let's go ahead and get an aroma on the Vicinity, and as usual, this is definitely, it's like cellar temp right now, maybe a little bit cooler than that. So we're going to get everything out of this beer right off the bat. Let's go ahead and get an aroma, guys. Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. Dank. Dank is the word for this beer. If there's ever a time to use that descriptor, it would be for this beer. It's grassy, it's earthy, it's dirty, it's pungent, it's got citrus notes, but it's so dank and resinous. Just huge pine resin. Some breadiness, a little bit of yeasty notes. just a big mean motherfucker of a double IPA, honestly. It smells somewhat intimidating. It's really potent smelling, but it smells really, really good. It's got a very unique aroma to it. Pungent and dank would be the notes that I would say, I guess. But it does have some tropical notes as well. It definitely has some tropical notes, some citrus fruits. Yeah, let's go ahead and get a sip, guys. Very Trillium, very distinct note from them. Let's get a taste, guys. Cheers. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh my god. Oh my god, that's so fucking good. Holy crap, guys. This is incredible stuff. Oh man, it's even better in the taste than the aroma, and the aroma was fucking awesome. Man, really the aroma was a little bit crazy, and it actually was a little off-putting to me at first. The taste is just absolutely perfect, like perfect. It follows the nose, but it's a little bit almost like it's tweaked. Like the taste is all those things you get in the aroma just tweaked to perfection. Right up front, I notice a huge blast of sweet citrus, and that grassy, herbal, earthy, pine, resin kind of thing going on. Right behind that sweetness, there's those tropical fruit hop notes rushing in as well, and it's just a really insanely easy beer to drink for 8%. Again, yeah, you're not even thinking about the alcohol. You're not even thinking about it in the aroma or the taste. There's just so much. There's so many flavors. Whether you're breathing it in or drinking it's just loaded with flavor. Alcohol is not even a consideration when you're drinking this, except for drinking it slowly. This beer is so smooth too. It's just got a really nice kind of low carbonation to it, just enough, but it's a smooth drinking IPA, double IPA. It's not harsh at all. It just kind of glides across your palate. It's actually leaving me speechless, to be honest with you. I mean, I remembered it being good a couple weeks ago when I had it, and I actually had another bottle about a week ago. But this particular bottle, this particular time that I'm drinking it with you guys, is just absolutely blowing me away. This is fucking incredible stuff. One of the biggest notes about the first impression when you take a sip is the sweetness reminds you of like fresh squeezed orange juice mixed with fresh squeezed pineapple juice. Almost like a fruit smoothie type thing, but really I would limit it down to like mango, peach, pineapple, and orange. And it's just this rush, this wave of juicy tropical fruits and citrus fruits as soon as you take your first sip, and every sip after that is just as like rewarding. Like every time you take a sip, you're like, oh my god, it's so good. When a beer can do that each and every time you take a sip, and it kind of is able to have the same effect on you. I mean, I've been sipping this for a while, and every sip I'm taking, I'm reliving, I'm getting wowed each time by the front, mid, back, all throughout the taste. When you find a beer that does that to you each and every time you take a sip, it is very, very rare, and not many brewers and breweries can put out beers that do that. This is one of those rare exceptions that literally, and for a double IPA, mind you, every sip is just a wow. It's like an experience. And in the finish, now here's what I love. There's no bitterness. You just get all that hop character, all that hop punch, hop tingling, whatever, still left on your tongue. But after you swallow, you're just left with the flavor. You're not left with this bitterness that's overtaking. I want to say there's no bitterness, but it's very, very mild. It just kind of accentuates the flavors. Like I can still taste the beer, after I've swallowed. I can still kind of taste the resin and the juiciness, the sweetness still there on my tongue, with this little bit of bitterness to remind you that there's some hops in this beer. But absolutely fantastic, guys. This really is very reminiscent of something like Hill Farmstead, maybe something like their Abner or Society in Solitude series. It's up there. It's that good. It's got that sweetness, but it's got that hop kick, and it's also got that nice blend of, dank pine resin mixed with citrus and tropical fruits. And that's a very incredible combination when it's done right. And to also have the mouthfeel and the finish like this beer does is very rare. So I'm going to sip on this for a few more minutes, guys, and I'm going to come back to you with my final thoughts and rating for the Vicinity. But this beer is absolutely blowing me away right now. Alright, guys, so I've been sitting here sipping on the Vicinity, and this beer, it's absolutely incredible. Trillium, I've been a fan of for a long time now. They haven't even been around that long, but they continue to impress me. Their beers, I'd put them up against almost any brewery anywhere. They're that good. And just the way they carry themselves, the way they handle their customers, the packaging, down to every detail, the beer just comes through incredible. And as a company, they're great. So I can't say enough about them, to be honest. If you guys have not had Trillium before, definitely worth trading for if you do not live in the area where you can get to it. Their basic beers, and when I say basic, I mean like 4 Point Pale Ale is usually a staple beer of theirs, and it's one of the highest rated pale ales in the world. So even their regular stuff is absolutely world class. When something like this comes along or anything else, they're always creating new, exciting, world-class beers, just basically day in and day out. So you really can't go wrong. But this one really surprised me, only because I just couldn't believe the difference in just a week or two. I mean, I thought it was really good, but this particular bottle after 2 weeks or whatever is just perfect for me. Really, I love the sweetness. If you like that juicy tropical fruit sweetness up front, this has that. This also has a ton of this dank, pungent pine like sap resinous character to it, earthiness. I don't know how to describe it, but there's a really intense pungentness is not a word, but there's an intense pungent character to this beer, coupled with a juicy tropical fruit / citrus feel to the beer. This is like an 8% crushable double IPA. Very, very light malt bill, but still got a nice sweetness to it. It really lets the hop shine. As soon as it hits the front of your tongue, it's sweet, and then it goes to the hops and the pungent, kind of dank, resinous character. And then after you swallow, there's really not much bitterness whatsoever. It's just the flavor of the hops. All the flavors are left on your tongue, and it's just really, really enjoyable stuff, guys. So, on Beer Advocate, guys, this has a 100. The highest rated beer as of this review is Heavy Metal, which I also reviewed. I don't exactly remember what Heavy Metal tasted like. I'd have to go back and watch the review. But I cannot believe that Heavy Metal would be better than this. I would say it's definitely possible that I think they're just as good as each other. So I'm going to go ahead and say 100, hands down. This is getting 100 from me. And I probably gave Heavy Metal 100 as well. But this is definitely a 100 beer. And it deserves to be hopefully brewed again, and hopefully a lot more people can try it. Obviously, it was made for a special occasion, so who knows, but usually when the masses speak out about a beer they like, they'll rebrew it. And they have tend to rebrew a lot of their specialty beers, so it could happen. But this is the other thing about the Beer Advocate. The Bros reviewed this and gave it a 70. I have no clue what beer they were drinking, but it wasn't this. I thought, I was appalled when I saw that. I mean, really? Put a 70 up there? I mean, I'd like to know the story behind that and why in the world that would make any sense. I like Beer Advocate a lot. I like it's a great resource, but some of the shit those guys do on that site, it just doesn't make any sense at all. But anyways, they gave it a 70, which I just don't even understand where you're getting that number from. But anyways, before I go on a rant about the Bros, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review of Vicinity. It really was a special beer for me. I'm so freaking lucky to have the rest of this bottle to drink tonight. So I'm really going to sip on it and savor it and enjoy it. If you guys have any more questions about this beer, anything at all about Trillium, I'll be happy to answer it for you. But definitely make sure you trade to get their beer. If you can't get it locally to you, you got to go to the brewery to get it. So, yeah, guys, thank you for watching. Remember to comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next beer review. And the Vicinity from Trillium is getting 100, one of the best double IPAs I've had yet, and that is saying a lot. Cheers, guys. See you in the next beer review.